Well, hello. We are back for Tidy Up Tuesday. How are you guys? Oh my goodness, it's so good to be back. It's so good to see you here today. Happy Tuesday. I missed you all last week, but I was prepping. I don't know if you saw my post, but I was prepping for the Pinners Conference, which was right here in Southern California in Pomona. And there was just so much to do to get ready for that conference that I just had to take a break from Tidy Up. Because believe it or not, there is behind the scenes stuff that goes on before I go live with you guys. I always have to kind of get my plan, think about it, and see, think about what we're going to do so that this is a good session for you. All right, so who are my pen lovers out there? Come on, raise your hand, show your little love, hit the love button, hit the thumbs up button. Where are my pen lovers? Because I have always really, really, really liked pens. And it looks like I've got a lot of friends out there that love pens as well. So welcome. Belinda's here, Shannon's here, Karen, Victoria, Pam, Rachel, Laura. Okay, Laura says, I woke up at 4 a.m. to get work at 5 a.m. And oh my goodness, those are early hours, Laura. Wow. Lorraine is here. Linda. Oh, I said hi to Linda. Cindy, welcome. Hi there. Susan. Terry's here. Crystal, I missed a lot of you guys. You were here early. I know. Well, I was actually a couple minutes late. Sorry, getting all my things, like I said, all the behind the scenes. Judy's here. Donna, hello from Denver, Colorado. Kelly, okay. And Kelly says, as over the weekend, she sorted pens by using some of my previous ideas. Awesome. So we're going to talk about that. And we're also... this actually, I know I've talked about pens. I know I've talked about how I organize pens, but we're actually going to take a little deeper dive into pens. And we are also going to talk about colors and names, and also how to maybe find some pens that are not available from Creative Memories, kind of a little bit of what I've done. And so I'm going to kind of show you even a little bit more of my stash and see what we can do together. So because I know, sometimes we just need that right pen. And I actually got some questions on what are the names of some of the colors. So you might want to get your label maker ready, handy, and we're going to talk about how to look at your pen stash and think about, different ways you can store them. I'm going to share how I have them, and then see what works for you. How does that sound? Okay, so if you are new here, I just want to say a great big, huge welcome. And this is my chatty, very chatty, because I love to see you guys in the chat, YouTube channel, Craft Some Joy. And if you are looking to find me other places, you can use me as your Creative Memories advisor, because I just love that. I love that. I try to express how much I love scrapbooking and share that with you. And I just want to say, big, huge thank you for those of you who've chosen me as your advisor. I really do appreciate that more than you would ever know. And I'm also on Facebook and Instagram, so you can find those links there. I also have an Amazon page. You'll see those links also in the description. So today, just to answer the questions first, some of the things I'm going to share with you. So what I'm trying to do on Tidy Ups is really kind of focus in on, what are the things that I'm talking about? So if you go, oh yeah, I really need that thing, like this box from Artbin, it's linked. It's linked either in the description below if you're on YouTube, or the description above if you're on Facebook. So just click the more button or click on the description and you'll find the exact thing that I'm talking about. So I just want to make that easy for you, because I know sometimes it's like, oh, Lauren, you didn't link this. And yeah, now it's linked, but I didn't the first time. Okay. So just wanted you to know. Okay. Welcome. pens. And yeah, Julie's like, tell me about the pens. Okay. Jenny's here. Leah's here. Sorry. Belinda and Cindy, Susan from Texas, Beatrice, Carla's here. Welcome. Yeah. Okay. And Carla says she's simplified. So, and that's great. Like, know what works for you. 90% of the time, I use a black pen, right? I mean, 90% of the time I write with a black pen, but I still love having them. I'm telling you, I got to have all the colors because you just never know, right? Okay, so let's jump in. I'm going to switch over to my desktop and we're going to just kind of jump in about a few things. So first, what I want to let you know is that the pods are back in stock. Woohoo! Finally, right? So I think the last time I talked about how to organize your pens, and I was so excited to share how I had my pod, my SmallFlex pod, as my journaling kit, my kind of, if I need a Creative Memories pen, this is what I grab, and then boom, they sold out and they were gone. Well, they are now back in stock. Woo! So excited about that. And Mary's back. Welcome, Mary. I'll be in touch today. I hope you had a wonderful trip. So they're back in stock. And then I wanted to let you know, I just ordered some. And then I have been scouring my local Daisos for these containers. So keep an eye on the shop. As soon as I get my pods in, I already have enough for 3 sets for the inserts. And also, just so you know, if you, so I'm trying to help you with some of the, getting your hands on some of the Daiso stuff. So this is what it looks like. Shipping 4 of these, okay, and the SmallFlex pod. Like, this has to go in a box, and I'm sorry about that. The shipping is just what it is. But like, this will not fit in any envelope. I have tried and tried. So just a note, like, if you are going to order some of these hard plastic organizers from my shop because you don't have a Daiso near you, I just put some more of my cart cups in there. And like I said, I'll be putting these in, but just please select a box because that's just the easiest way for me to get it to you, because I wish there was an easier way, but that's it. And I want to protect it, right? So this just will not fit in an envelope. Okay, but this is what the kit looks like. So it's 4 of these. And if you do have a Daiso near you, we've talked about this organizer. There's 2 actually that you can get from there that work with the SmallFlex pod. This one is like a end-to-end fit, and then there's another one that's more square without the rounded corners. That one's harder for me to find, but it's not quite as long, but it still fits our long pens. And you can the nice thing is that you can stack these. So this has always been kind of one of my favorites on using the SmallFlex pod, and you can see it barely fits, right? So even it kind of sticks up a little bit, but by the time you flip that down and zip it, it's all good. So so if you have a Daiso, it's this one. Let's see, it's 7.6 centimeters by 21.5 centimeters by 4.3 centimeters. Okay. Which I think usually they have that in inches on here somewhere. Oh yeah, right there. Wow, that's small. 2.99 inches by 8.46 inches by 0.69 inches high. Okay. So that's what that looks like. Okay, and what I'm doing is actually I'm trying, every time I've gone to a Daiso, the manager's not there. And they've told me I have to talk to a manager to actually order these in quantities and have them shipped in, because I think it's just such a fabulous solution to go with the small pod. So I'm still working on trying to find a manager at one of these stores when I go. Okay. So, let me see. Have I split my pen's color or type? Ooh, good questions. You guys are already getting into the questions. Yeah, it would get squished in an envelope, Melinda. You're right. Okay. So, hey, Diane is here, Jean, Tina. Welcome, you guys, Sarah. Oh, it's always, I just love seeing all your names. Okay. So let's talk about what's in here, and then we're going to talk about all these other fun things that I want to share with you, including so many bins, but including this awesome handout, which or like photo, which I found um, that I want to share with you so that we can talk about colors. And then I've got some kind of fun little sample things we're going to share together. Okay, so what I have in this one is to answer your question, I actually did separate mine by type of pen. So I'm going to see if I can get a little closer here for you. There we go. So, and it was so funny. I was picking this up to move it to my desk and I grabbed it wrong and the lid wasn't, and they were all over the floor. So it doesn't look like they're organized right now because this is not how I typically do it. The ones on the bottom stayed intact though. Oh, no, it didn't. This got done. So what I have on the bottom, because like I said, 90% of my journaling is done in black pens. I like to keep a good stash of black pens in one of these. And then this is where I keep my micro tip. Okay, so because there's only a few colors of the micro tip pens. And oh my goodness, I forgot to grab one thing. I'm going to have to go grab something. But my micro tip pens, where did I put that? Are in here. And what I was trying to look around to find, so the crop and clutch bundle, I usually have it right here, but I took it with me to the expo. The crop and clutch bundle has a red pin. This was originally part of it, the green. And then there's blue, a red and blue, navy. And then on the CM website, the colors that you can get right now, you can't get the red, but you can get navy, brown, and black from the micro tip pen. Just so you know, because and that's kind of one thing we're talking about is like, they don't have the chalking pen anymore. So what's an alternative? But like I said, the crop and clutch has the red and the blue. I don't know why they didn't do red and green. Maybe it was too Christmassy. I don't know. But hopefully they'll bring in the green again. At one point there was this like ice blue that was on a promo. And so I have what I'm trying to say is I have my fine tips in here. I also have my my soft Stabilo pencil. I keep that. So this is kind of like my black and miscellaneous. I keep my white jelly roll in here for fixing mistakes. And this is available in my favorite labeling pens bundle. And then I do have my 2 chalking pins in here. So that's one bottom bin. And then these are all of the dual tip pens. Okay, and what was so funny, I'm going to zoom out just a sec here. What was so funny is I was looking through and I found this picture. I'm like, oh my gosh, somebody labeled all the colors. I want to label all my colors now. And then I was like, oh, I don't have one. I was so sad. I don't have one, but we're going to talk about that. So let's jump in and kind of look first, because this is what I think most of us go to reach for, right? Are the dual tip writers. So what does a writer look like? It has a fine tip. And remember, one of my tricks I always do is, especially on pens like black that I use all the time, I just take a piece of washi tape and put it on the fine tip, because most of the time I'm looking for the fine tip. And for my pen, And it just saves me the trouble from looking at that tiny little picture going, oh, is it the big tip or the little tip that I want to open? Because the ends on the dual tip are exactly the same. The caps are exactly the same. The only thing that you can tell is you have to look right here for which size point you want. So if you just take a little something and mark the writing side the most, you can easily see that. Okay, so let's talk about colors. And I'm going to just jump right in with this because I don't know. It took me a while to find a list, like a visual list of all the colors. So of course the first one is black, and we can label that as black. And then this one was called pure orange. Then we have rosy red. Okay. Then we have spring green. And then we have orchid purple. After orchid purple, we have pure blue, which actually I don't think I have pure blue either. No, I don't have pure blue because this looks more like sky blue to me. But also they're calling these a little something different, I think, now in the shop. I mean, in the on the website. Actually, let me look for that really 1 sec. I'll come back because I'll leave a space there. Then we have blue gray, which is this one. And I think sometimes this is an old photo. So I think also they might have renamed some of these. So if you guys know those, let me know in the chat. This one's navy blue. Cinnamon. I want to say that they were actually most recently calling this not cinnamon, but pure brown. Do you guys remember that? Pure brown? This is a dual tip, pure brown or cinnamon. This one is called cinnamon here. Then we have the darker green, which is emerald. And then we go to pink. Do you have your pens out? I hope you're doing this with me. Get your pens out and do it with me. And, so that, you'll have this as a reference. I'm going to try to get you a little closer here. So then we have pink, and then we have purple. Okay, so this is orchid purple. This is purple. Yellow, missing. Brown. So see, this is a different brown than that one. It's kind of that dark brown. This is what they're still selling. And then gold metallic and silver metallic. Now these are the dual tip. We also have metallics and dot tip. So we're going to talk about dot tip in a minute. So the three that I did not see on this list, well, no, navy, that was an extra. I like navy. I like writing in navy a lot too. So I had 2 of those. I did not see the gray, which was one of the colors. I don't remember where that came from. And then this one, I don't remember either. This to me is a little different red than this red. So give me 1 second. I'm going to go grab what the set is right now. I left it in the other room of what the colors are that we can currently get. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so while I was in the shop, I had to go grab so I sell this set in the shop, and you can get it online as well. But when I put it in this cute little bag, and then I give you a free fine point pen if you buy the set. So I want to say there's blue. Yes, see, I don't have this blue. So there is this blue. That's the blue I was missing. But it comes in right now. This is what you can get available. So let's take a look at this red and see which red this is. Actually, let's see. Oh, it's this red. So the red you get now is actually this red. So I'm not sure. This is rosy red. What I think they call this is red, right? This one? Red? Let me look at the, well, somebody, let's check, let me check it. Let me check it for a second here, friends, because I need to know, like, right now. Pens. Okay, I meant to get the, okay, it's the dual tip pen bundle. Okay, they call this rosy red. All right, so, but you guys, it's different, right? These are different, definitely different reds. So I even have my little dot grid card so we can see. So this is red, and that is branded Creative Memories, and this is what they call rosy red. So this has more blue. The red that we can get right now, it has more blue. And I'm going to do a quick screen share so you can see the pens that are available right now. Okay, do you guys see that? So if you're looking here, this is the list. Rosy red, pure orange, spring green, navy, pure blue. Okay, that's the one I just took out. Orchid purple, black, brown, gold, metallic. Okay, so that is what is on the CM website right now. Okay, and then like I said, over time they've had other pens. So this one is like a light gray. And then what was the other one? Nope. So then these two, gray and this top red. So maybe this we'll call red, and the one that you can get right now is rosy red. Okay, so let me do this. What we can get, so what you can order right now from the website, right, are the black, orange, green, purple, blue, brown. Which brown is it? It is the dark brown. Yep, the dark brown. This one, brown, rosy red, gold and silver, right? That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I believe that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Which one am I missing? Oh, navy. Navy, you get to go over there. Okay, so visually then, I hope this helps. Let me do this. I'm going to take this one out of the wrapper. Okay. So visually, I hope that helps. This is what's current. This is what we've had in the past. And then hopefully you've had a chance then also to look at names, right? So the ones you can see on the website, those you can get the names. But this one is called, this one is sky blue. This one, blue gray, cinnamon, but I think they also called that pure brown, emerald, pink, purple, yellow I don't have, and we're going to just call this, you know, red and gray because those are not on the list. Okay, do you guys have anything to add? Does that help hopefully give you an idea of dual tip of what's available? Okay, so And then how do these write? Let's take a look at how these write. So you've got, I've been writing in the thick. This is the bold tip. And remember, when you first get them, like see this blue one I just opened up. So it writes pretty thick, but not as thick as a pen that you might have used a bit, like this red. You can see the it gets a little thicker the more you use it, the more the tip kind of wears in, right? And then this is the fine tip. And most of the time, the fine tips, to me, they stay pretty good. Except my blacks, because I use those the most. I do replace those often, just because I feel like they need to, you know, sometimes I just want that fine tip, or I'll just move back to the ultra fine. So this is the micro tip. So this, you can see micro tip, the difference there, right? And then let's see, let's do micro tip next to the red. So if you have a lot to say, sometimes the micro tip is good because you can really squeeze in more words. Sorry, it's a little blurry there. So you can kind of see the difference. Can you see the difference between the two reds? So this is the one that is still current. And then I don't know where that one came from. Sorry, I don't. Okay, so that is, that's what I wanted to share with you. So again, you know, I'll always, if I run out of these in the shop, I'll always restock and put those back in. The other thing I have is this is my, when I was in there, I grabbed it, favorite labeling pen bundle. And this is where I have in the bundle my two favorite jelly rolls, which is how I work on mistakes in my handwriting. So say I have a little bit, let's see, like I just don't want that top part of that M that just didn't kind of go right. The 8 is a little finer. The 10 is for bigger mistakes, but you can kind of see, you can just use that white, you know, it's not like to go over a whole word or anything like that, but say like you did an ascender and a descender instead of an ascender, right? Like you went down for a D instead of up for a D. You could just use it to help make some mistakes go away. Just small mistakes. That's what I love the jelly rolls for. Okay. And those are, like I said, you can get them online. You can get them on Amazon. But I have, you know, my other favorite labeling pens in here, including the Zig, which this always stays in my labeling, my labeling kit, because I always grab this pen. Again, I put the tape on the end, and I'll show you the difference in the fabric color. It's just a nice, whoopsie. Let's write it again. Brick, C-O-L-O-R. Got it right that time. Fabric color, Zig. This is what I use to label all of my paper and all of my paper packs, just because you can see it's just a nice thick line of color. And it's just different than the bold here. Sometimes, like I said, it just gets too big and the fine is just too fine. So I really like the fabric color, the fine point on that. It's just a good consistent tip for labeling. So you can see that's how I used it right here. Okay, so that's one little deep dive into the dual tip pens. And so what I wanted to do, I want to get in here Oh, I think I have the clear in. Well, I can do this another time. Here, let me zoom out a little bit. But I was going to do the same thing as the picture and get my white tape out and then put these colors on my pens because I think that's so smart to have them all labeled and ready to go when you need them, right? So if you ever happen to lose or need to replace, you'll know some of them are replaceable, some just have, are not as easy to replace. Okay, so those, my duals go on the bottom. And then on the top, this is what kind of got a little mixed up because they fell, are my metallics. So I have my, let's see, my dot tip in one and my metallics in the other. So metallics, metallic, let's see, metallic. That's what kind of got jostled when I dropped everything. And then I have some of my Jelly Roll metallics in here too. And then, ooh, I gotta tell you about that in a second. And then these are my dot tip. Oh, and then, oh, there's my blue. Ha! That's where it went. Okay, there it is. Okay, let me put that where it belongs over there. There's my blue. Okay, I guess one from the bottom did come up. So these barely fit when you get everything in there, but you can stack them. These are dot, just like that. Okay, so once they're organized, those are the sections I put them in. Dot tip and metallic, etc. in this one, and then dot tip in this one. So now let's talk about these two trays because I find that I get some questions on colors in here too. And unfortunately, I don't have, an awesome photo like this to go by. That, yeah. Oh, there's another metallic that goes over there. But I do know, like, they had an incentive where they had some of these metallic pens these 4 colors were available as a free gift with purchase, right? Like you bought something or other, and then I think they were giving away the purple and the rosy red, and then the green and the blue together. And I did have some extras, and I know they flew out of the shop. But here's what I want to tell you about metallics is that there is a way, if you missed it, there is a way to get your hands on some of the same colors. And so I did kind of a dive into pens, and Zig, Kuretake Zig is the company that's been around forever. It's a Japanese pen company. It's like Sakura. It is archival. It's been around, and it is actually the same pen that Creative Memories private labels. So you can see these are exactly the same pen. The only difference, well, let's see. Did I pull out? Oh, this is the dual. Hold on. Let me get is this the same? There we go. So they have dual and they also have dot. So here's the dot. So these are actually exactly the same pen. And they call them a little different colors. So this one is called right here, red. Zig usually labels their pens with colors. Okay. So, and I know I'm kind of getting into nitty gritty today, but sometimes that's what we need in order to go, what am I missing? And how do I know the color to actually replace something that I might, not have anymore? So again, when we're in Zig land, it's the very same thing. So it has the dot on one end and the fine on the other. Okay. this is again, we're moving into metallics. So metallics have the fine point is actually bigger, and then it has the dot. And remember dot, and I went over some of the fun things we can do with dot in my lettering class, but again, so you can see these are the same pens, just labeled differently. And after a little time, you can see I've written more with this one than I have with this one. So again, the tip will give a bit over time, the more you write with it. Okay, so this is the Creative Memories. This is the Zig. So Zig has, and I did link these in case you were interested. So Zig has the black barrels are the dot tip, and these are all the metallics. Okay, black barrels here. And then, what's this one? This is a Zig. What is, oh, here. This is a writer. This is, I think it goes like with this one. And that, oh, I think there was another set of just like silver, copper, and gold. Somehow I ended up with two different greens there. Okay, so dot tip, dual tip. Again, same, you'll find the same colors. So here's the same green. If you missed the green, here's the same purple. If you missed the purple, and then here's the same blue if you missed the blue. And you can get these dot metallics as a set. So I put a few links, like I didn't want to link to every single bundle that I got, but you can just click on one of the links and like Zig Metallics, and then you can usually, like the seller will have a dot tip or 12 or 4 or 6, you know, so you can kind of go, what colors do I need if you want to add to your set? Okay, any questions? Oh, let's see. Jenny has, do I ever use the chalk pen? I'm gonna get to the chalk pen. Yeah, I know, it's fun. Okay, so in a secret box, that's right, Liz. Yeah, sometimes I think those pens did come in a secret box. All right. And yeah, oh yes, please, a lot of well wishes to Florida folks. Yeah, my prayers are with you guys. So hope all stays safe out there. Okay, so that was a little diversion down on the difference between private labeled Creative Memories pens. Basically are the same as the Zig pens. So you can get the Zig Metallic writers. So if you see the white barrel writer, these are, I'll show you the ends. So you get the bullet tip on one end and the fine tip on the other. And then they also have the dot, again, has the dot tip on the clear end and then the fine tip on this. And the fine tips on both of these are pretty much the same. Okay, it's just the other end is different. So you can decide whether you like the bullet tip or the dot tip. Okay, so hopefully that kind of clears a few things up. And then also let's talk colors. This one is called red. This one is called violet. This one is blue. This is light green. And this one is green. So we have green and light green. This is copper, I believe. Yep, copper. And then, of course, oh, there's also a black metallic, which is kind of cool. Yep, black metallic. And I think, did I get them all? This is, yeah, that's the same. And then, of course, your gold and silver. Where's silver? Gold and silver. Okay. Oh, that says CM. That should be over there. I don't, anyhow, this is like my backstock. Oh, I should talk about that. So, yeah, this one's just called silver. So what I do, I have my most used in my little journaling kit, right? In my little trays. But if I need to replace or get a color that I don't have, I keep these on the second tray in my cart. And then I've labeled the side. So metallic dual tip pens. Actually, this has dual and dot tip pens. I should have just put metallic pens in here. And then that just stays on the second shelf. So I know this is kind of my backstop. And when I need kind of a specialty pen, I go to the second shelf of my cart for that. So what I wanted to share then also is kind of the other little miscellaneous things I have on the second row of my cart. So I have the metallic. I also have some Jelly Roll. Some of these, do you guys remember? So if you were wondering, like, these pens, test them. Some of them are still good. These are old company CM pens. And the last time when I put them in here, yep, the orange still works, right? So they don't all last forever. But what, these are 20 years old, 25. Some of them still work. So I keep those handy. I did go through, got rid of all the Jelly Rolls that didn't work. But I loved these. Precious Element. Do you remember them? Fine tip. Red Precious Element. So you can kind of see what those looked like. Just there were a gel pen, right? Instead of a fine felt tip is the word I'm using. So I keep those. And remember that these always need to be stored horizontally. All of our pens should be stored horizontally. So that's why when they're on my cart, they're like this. Okay. On the second row of my cart, they're all like this. And then I have the labels on the end so I can see it on the side of my cart over here. Okay, I know. See, Mary still has her Precious Elements. Yes. So if you don't have, a ridiculous amount of pens, you can always put them in your journaling kit. But this is where I keep my back stock of pens that I want to have on my cart and handy. So I have those, and then I also have oh yes, let's see, Jelly Roll. Remember our metallics? So I have all those. These were the old CM Precious Elements too, metallics. So if I wanted a, metallic sparkle, oh, I still kept mine. I did. Those are in my little case here too. So like that, and then they all just live on the second shelf of my cart. So a few others that I wanted to mention is I also have some chalking pens. And like I said, CM came out with their chalking pen. I am not sure if this was a Zig or not, but I do know that Zig does have a Zig Writer that's a chalk pen. And I found these a while ago. I've had them. And I thought, you know what, I should just instead of, I had like 2 boxes, I'm going to put them in the shop. So I actually put some, the white and the gray, I had extras. I put these in my shop, but let's just take a minute to remember what a white chalking pen does. And if you, I need to get you really close so you can see. If you've never used a chalking pen, I don't really use it for journaling per se. I like using it like maybe, let's say, for stitching. And do you guys see when I first write? You cannot even see it, can you? So just give it, it's like magic. Woo, there it comes. So that's what you have to remember about chalking pens is that, why? I was talking and writing at the same time. T white. Is that they kind of develop it like it takes a little for the air to react to it to develop. So for the white chalking pens, what I most like to do would be like to give an edge detail. Say I'm going around the edge of a rectangle or, you know, something like that. And then it's like magic. The stitching appears just like that. Okay, so the Zig Writer, if you missed the Creative Memories chalking pen, this is a good alternative. And it does have the two tips. So you have a thicker tip and a very thin tip also for that. And then it also has the gray, very similar. This is less, like it's less obvious it's chalk, but it does give kind of that milky consistency. And do they spell gray with an E. I never know whether to spell gray with an EY or an AY. But again, you can kind of see that starts out dark and then it gets lighter. Do you see that happening there? So that's kind of the idea for the chalk, is that it has this kind of milky appearance to it when it dries. Okay, so those are the Zig Writers, the chalking pens. So I have, I don't have very many, but I do have a few in my little chalking pen box. Again, more for decoration, less for writing, but those are also something I like to keep. Okay, now I also want to tell you about a little bit. We're going to go back. Well, we've never really left. We're going to continue down the Zig rabbit hole. So there you can, sorry, you can kind of see the chalking pens. So since we're talking about kind of fun, different pens, I also found the Zig Writer for vellum. So these are vellum writer pens. And I thought, well, is there really a difference between vellum writer pens and regular? And you know what? It's subtle. It's subtle, but there is a difference. And I don't know that you're going to be able to see this on camera, but this is pure red. This is a vellum writer. So if you were to want to write on vellum, and you know, we have some really kind of cool vellum. I also just love getting plain vellum to use for different things in my projects. So if I were to compare that with the writer, let me show you. Just writing, I feel like this kind of slips a little bit more, where the vellum writer actually just grabs onto that paper. It's almost like the vellum is more of like a paint pen on the vellum. And you know, you're not going to see the difference, are you? Because it's so hard. Maybe just a little bit. You can see this is just a little more rich on the vellum. And like I said, like you can see the little ends to the regular writer pen. It works, you know, it's just the vellum writers do add kind of a richness and depth to the vellum. There, you can kind of see the difference, right? So the Vellum Riders, that was another kind of fun pen I thought I would play around with and just check out, see if you might like a set. Now these are, I think these have been discontinued. So these were the only colors that I could get a hold of. And I did have a few of these also, which I added in the shop. But when I looked like just online to try to find these, the colors I think are super limited. Maybe just 2 or 3 colors left. So not all of the colors are available unless you got a great source and can find it somewhere else. So that's a Vellum Rider, which I also keep on my second shelf. And then I also wanted to mention the dot tip pens. Okay, so our dot tip are the same as the Creative Memories dot tip pens, right? So we talked metallic. Now we're just going to go to straight colors. And what's fun is that I think most of the dot tip pens that we've had in Creative Memories are still available in the Zig. So I bought, I know, just because I actually got the whole set, the whole dot tip set, because I kind of wanted to compare all the different colors for Zig that are available, right, to the colors that we've had at Creative Memories. So let me just kind of hold these up. And you'll see some of the darker colors actually didn't come in my Zig set. You can kind of see there's the difference. But a lot are the same. And I think we need to go through, I haven't clarified, verified whether the CM colors from the dot tip pens are the same as the colors from Zig. But as you can see, so these are the ones that we've had over time through Creative Memories. But if you missed them, look at how many of these we can get. And these are the names. I'm going to go through the names of the Zig so you can kind of maybe, what I was thinking is I might just go through and name these the same color. So this is denim. So let's go through and kind of match these up. This one, let's see. This is Blue Bonnet. I want to say though, we called, Creative Memories called it Splash. Or maybe this was Splash. I think, maybe, I don't know. Maybe this was Blue Bonnet. Oh no, this is Splash. So yeah, I remember Splash for sure. So this was the Creative Memories Zig Splash. And then the Summer Sun Yellow. Let me get these all done the right way here. So Creative Memories on top, Zig is the white. Here the green. This one is called Kiwi. Kiwi. And again, these are dot tips. So they've got a fine point and a dot point. And this one is called Hyacinth. This one is called Island Coral. Let's see. The red. I just had the red, right? Is that the same? Maybe I don't have the same in the Zig. So there was red, because that's a different red. Those are, remember the two reds we had in the dual tip? They're slightly different. So then that was different. So let's go here. These were, oh, the gray is the same. This one is called Platinum. So we had those that match. Any other ones that match? that might be it. Okay, so the Creative Memories pens that I don't have a zig match for are these 5 here. But then there were also all of these dot tip pens that Zig has available that CM hasn't released, as far as I know. Okay, so does that help a little bit, knowing like, oh, what you might be able to get your hands on if you missed? Okay. Oh yeah, and you can use them. Susan says, use the pens for coloring her embellishments. Yeah, that's awesome. To color those, yeah, for the coloring the embellishments. Okay, so the other colors here I can go through. Ocean, this one is green, this one's salmon, this one is violet, black, and the Zig has the color. I was writing it bigger because it's so small usually. This is red. This one I think is fawn, pink, blue, and candy pink for those colors. And I want to say this might be, you know, dark brown. I'm not sure what they called that. That's a green, dark purple. This might be that pure brown dot tip pen. Maybe that's what they called that. And then the red. So at some point, hopefully, we can get names on all of these so we know too. Okay. And Susan said there's another chalking pen that actually shows up as you write. So that's cool. So yeah, definitely kind of figure out what colors you like and how you like to use them and what pens. So Zig has always been a favorite, and I wanted to kind of just go through this exercise with you so you have somewhat of a reference. You don't have to go buy all of the sets from Amazon, but if you're interested, you can kind of see the difference in how these all work, right? So as I mentioned before, I keep my Zigs as my backup supply kind of in one of these 5x7 cases. And it's always good to know, you know, certain colors are able to get replaced, right? And then these are all the Creative Memories, so those can go back in here. So I just wanted to share too how long ago Zig, I've had, and I think I shared this eons ago. This, I think, this set is probably 30 years old. This Zig Clean Color set. And you can see they last and last. And I've had this, I've kept it, you know, kind of in the case. But I remember debating 30 years ago, because, you know, this was before kids and, you know, all that, whether I should invest in this set. And, you know, because I think way back then it might have been $100 or something. And it was, you know, just going, oh my gosh. But it has been such a great set to have. And like other Zig pens, you know, they're all, most of them, I haven't tested them for a while. Hopefully we can see they're all still available. I don't think these have colors on them. Zig, look at that. I mean, it's a little wearing out, but can you believe 30 years and some of these are still, oh, that one's kind of going a little bit. So I keep out of nostalgia to keep my Zig Clean Color, but I probably do need to go through and take another look at this set. But they have updated, you guys, yeah, I have kind of a thing for pens. They have updated the clean color set. So years and years ago, this is what it used to look like. And now this is what the clean color set looks like. So this is also a very similar to the Zig Writer because you have a bullet point, a kind of a bold point, bold tip, and you also have a fine tip for these pens. And this is what they look like now. So you can get the whole slew. I mean, so many colors. If you like writing in different colors and having kind of different things available for you, just the entire rainbow, you can also get a clean color set. But you can see that's the bold, that's the fine. Wow, they're getting a little out, a little old, you can see, but that's the new, what they look like now. So the fun thing about the Zig clean color too is that these are water-based. They are archival and no, they will not hurt or damage your photos or anything like that, but they are a water base. So where's my little, so you can get a brush pen and actually use it kind of so for those of you who like to watercolor or color your embellishments, you can see this gives kind of a neat watercolor effect. Now, of course, you'd probably want to do this to, like a flower die cut, not necessarily what you wrote. Although, hey, you can. But you can see there's the pen, the clean color brush pen that you can get that works with these beautiful clean color pens. Okay, so just another little fun detail on all the many things we can do with our pens, right? Oh, and let me show you, I grabbed this while I was in the shop. This is the little Crop and Clutch bundle, and it has the red fine tip and the navy fine tip pen and a little journaling stencil in here as well. So there's a few of these left. And that right now is the only place. I haven't done a lot of research on where to find those fine tip pens, but Zig probably has those available as well. All right, now I'm going to wrap up, take a look at any questions, but I thought we'd also take one more trip down memory lane into some oldies, right? You guys, I mean, these are still great. These are still great pens to have. And we, again, way back in old company, these are the pens. It was only, you had a bold tip, right? Or you had a bold tip set or you had a fine tip set. Do you guys remember? That was the bold and this was the fine. Do you remember these? And then we also had a calligraphy. Actually, somebody asked, do they still sell the calligraphy? Like, oh no, they don't. But Zig again has a beautiful calligraphy pen. They have a dual tip, a larger tip and a smaller. If you like using the chisel tip, right? So this is definitely one where you get your thick and thin. That's the chisel tip, right? On our old, oh yeah, they called this bold tip too, way back, way back. How many of you guys still have them? Who? Tell me. Yep, Carla still has. Early 2000 and work great. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Question, Shannon, off topic, but does CM ever do a tool cell or punch cell. Oh, you know, they've done like a tool buffet before where you can get some retired products and things like that. Um, and then occasionally, like they've been rotating certain punches and things on the sale. So remember, you can always go to the website and click on sale, the sale tab, and see what they have on sale. So yeah, I'm looking. I see you guys. You still have these from early 2000. I know, right? So, I mean, some of them I just kept in the plastic because I just wanted to keep them safe in case I ever, remember these guys? If I ever wanted to come back and use those. So what I wanted to just mention, these are the containers. Let me just zoom out a little bit. These are the containers that I like to use on my cart because they just work really well on the shelf. And then, like I said, I label the ends. But this is a longer term storage. And for my Michael's drawers, as you guys know, the wall behind me, I have drawer units as the base, and then I have the cubbies on top. I found that these art bin containers, and I did link them also. You can, you know, take a look at that or look around for a good deal on them. I really like these art bin super satchel bins, and they come in two sizes. They come in this long one, and then they also have this little shorty guy, which is kind of fun for other things too. And what I like about this is, you know, once that lid is on, they're pretty secure and they're tall. So like you could even get an ink in here, you know, a refill ink container. And I like the size, but they do fit in the drawers of the Michaels cubbies, right? So like a Alex drawer, they would fit in those. Or like I said, they also fit in my Michaels drawers. And so this is where I have kind of my long-term pen storage. And I feel like because it has a nice secure lid, it keeps the air out. I keep them stored horizontally. And, you know, for long-term storage, I like this solution as well. And you can get, I want to say maybe 4 of these across in a drawer. Let me see. What do I have? Oh my gosh, I even have these. Oh, you remember these guys? Yeah, so that was in there. This is long-term storage too. I think you can get about 4 of these containers across in a drawer. And then they're just easy to grab if you do want to grab them and use them. And then I do have my own little personal stash of Creative Memories pens, of the retired ones that in case I ever do run out of one color, I have a little bit of a backup on just a few of them, not too many, but I keep these again stored horizontally and in these art bin containers in the drawers behind me because I don't need to get into these. These are ones that I want to, you know, have a little more accessible. And then the art bin containers I have, you know, I know where they are, but I don't have to get into them right away. So love these, love these. They come 4 in a pack and they come with the lids. So I like them. Cool container. Let's see, what else? Oh, while we're talking about containers, I just wanted to mention, did you guys see the promo on the sticker? What did you guys think? I'd love to hear your opinion. What did you think? And did anybody get the sticker organizer? So I haven't, I was basically, like I said, working on the show. And so I literally just was able to open this up. I bought the, you know, one buy it all bundle, the one click. So I got the colors and the container. So what do you guys think? Have you been using it? Do you like it? What do you think? Do we need more of these? Do they need to be in the product line? So I haven't even organized mine, but what do you guys think about this organizer? It's tidy up, so we got to talk about all things organization. So let me know what you think about that organizer that came out, because we talk about it enough. Hopefully they'll listen, and they'll come and bring it back or something. So okay, Nancy says it's great. And Amy still has the old line too. Hard plastic blue case. They once came in. Oh yeah, that you had to slide open. Oh my gosh, I remember. I don't think I kept any of those, but yes. So Cynthia, they always recommend storing horizontally so that the ink does not end up at one end or the other. And especially on dual tip pens, I have noticed that it does make a difference, because you'd either have to have the ink pooling at one end or the other. But they've always recommended to store. I mean, I think they even had it printed on here. Look at that. Store horizontally. It's still printed on there. I don't know if you can see it, but right here it says store horizontally, for longest life, for the longest life on those. Okay, so and you still have the pen stand that stands tall, only 20 feet. Oh yeah. So yeah, and if those are upright, Jenny, I would try to find a solution that stores them horizontally, which again is kind of why I love this little organizer with the trays inside. So you can just, when you want to work on something, you just grab this tray and set it down, and then you can put the others away. And then I also keep, some of those bullet journal templates like I was showing you in here, some Post-its and so forth. Pencil sharpener. And I love that they stack, so it kind of does keep everything contained, except when you drop it on the floor when it's not zipped closed. And then they go flying. Okay, and so I keep everything personally, and I have to go find my little crop and clutch. I keep everything in here, except I do really like having my absolute necessities in my little crop and clutch that I keep on my desktop, with my again a pencil, eraser, the jelly roll, and my black. I always keep a black fine tip and a black ultra fine tip, micro tip pen in mine, because like I said, 90% of the time this is what I need. So I don't need to get this out all the time. I just keep my little clutch with my go-tos all the time next to me on the table. And yeah, wow, I'm surrounded by pens. I'm in heaven here. I'm in heaven. There's so many fun pens to talk about. So let me see if any other questions. Still waiting for your sticker holder. I know they are so behind right now on their orders, I'm telling you. And Carol said she loved the storage, but didn't need 8 packs of stickers, right? Yeah. And they work, Jean says they work great for laser borders too. Yeah. So if you guys want to see this, as a product line, something for the product line, let them know. That's why I bring it up here. You've got to be vocal and tell them. Otherwise, they're just going to continue to do stuff because they don't really ask the field for input. So you have to go and request over and over and over. So yeah, I agree, Joan. I agree. And not that I have any control over that. I'm just saying that for you guys to, make yourself known that that's what you want. So yes. Okay. And then so some of you are still waiting on getting it. Needs to kick up on their journaling. Absolutely. So hopefully talking about all these different pens and talking about colors and types of pens and where you can get them. And don't feel bad if you missed some colors, because there's ways you can get a hold of those. And if you missed that, what my goal was to kind of line up the colors is to have a reference video for you here to go, okay, so if you were looking for a certain color or wanted to know how they wrote or different things, we had some reference material for you for that. There's the chalking pen, there's the vellum writer, and you can kind of see the difference and all that good stuff. Okay. And Becca says she loved the deco file that had the files you could take out. I know, I've heard so many people request that. Those, I loved those little folders. Yep. Victoria says she didn't need the stickers either, but she bought it anyhow. I hear you. Ditto. Right here. Because I had to get my hands on the organizer to see what it was like. Okay. So, how do Tombow pens compare? Diane, I am not, I don't really have a lot of the Tombow pens. I know stampers use those a lot. I would probably look into the archival quality of those. That would be my only concern. Do they fade or do they, hold the test of time? Because Sakura and Zig, we know those have been around forever and ever, and they're good to go. The distance, right? The time test. Okay. Yeah, the hard blue cases. I love it, you guys. You crack me up. So we're back. Okay. Any other questions then? Yeah. Okay. So if you like the idea of having that in the product line, get a hold of Creative Memories and let them know. CM product suggestions at creativememories.com, I believe, is the email. And you can just do that, or customer service at creativememories.com, and let them know, hey, we really want this to be in the product line. Because if a lot of you say that, they're going to have to listen. Okay. All right. So did I miss anybody? Let me know right now if there was a burning question that you had. Question, do they still sell all the colors? So yeah, I think, Shannon, we got that one answered. On black. What pen should she use? I'm trying to avoid giving her mine. Jen was asking a friend that's doing her first book on black. Ooh, back in the day, I loved black pages. And if you're going to write directly on those black pages, I would probably find a jelly roll, a silver jelly roll. That was my favorite. To write directly on the black scrapbook pages. Do you guys remember those? We had, I should have it here. The jelly rolls. Metallic. Jelly roll metallic. Remember these guys? This is what I always used on my black pages. This guy. The Creative Memories Precious Element Silver, which is basically the same thing as the jelly roll, right? The Sakura jelly roll. Whoops, up there. So you just need to go to, Amazon or art supply store or something and find the silver jelly roll pen. They also have it in white. White can be finicky. I mean, like the white jelly roll, you can write with it. I prefer to use it to correct mistakes. Or my favorite would be, of course, to journal on journaling cards, and then you can cut it, and if you make a mistake, you toss it and you grab another one, or you flip it over and then just do your journaling on this and then add it into your albums. So good questions though. Um, and Joan is asking, can you use any of these pens directly on a photo? And I'm not sure, Joan. I'd have to look it up. I'd have to Google that. I know they have photo pins that are meant to like color photos and do things like that. But I have not actually written directly on my photo. Has anybody here? I'm kind of curious. Carol says, where do you get the plastic boxes for the pens? So I think the ones you're mentioning are these, and I mentioned that toward the beginning. Here's what I found. Whoops. Siri wants to answer too. These are from Daiso. And oh, here, this one has these are from Daiso, and I went through the measurements of what they are, but you can kind of see that's what they look like. Daiso, D-A-I-S-O, Japan. They're not all over, but you can check and see if you have one near you. And otherwise, look for something similar. I know some people, after I talked about this last time, said that they were able to find similar ones in different places. So keep looking. You could always just take your little bin with you and go to like the Container Store or whatever is near you and see if you can find something that works. Okay. So hopefully I gotcha. Okay. Yeah, we talked about Tombow pens. So like I said, Diane, I'm just not quite sure about Tombows. Okay. I'm I love those Sakura markers. I love that. Sakura and Zig. Those are kind of my go-tos. Oh, I love all the pens. What am I saying? I love them all. Okay. All right. Oh, the flat pen boxes. These with the lids. These? Okay. These are Art Bin, which I'm sure you guys can get a hold of up north. Art Bin Super Satchel. So these I have linked on Amazon, but I think you guys have a different Amazon up in Canada, right? But you can see that. There you go. Yeah. And so Joan found a Daiso in New Jersey. And oh, you're planning on a visit. Awesome. Okay. Yay. So Carol, yeah, Art Bin, it comes in 2 sizes. This is the large one, and then they have the little tiny one too, which I think they're just great. I love how the lids kind of snap on. You can hear it. Really, really nice. Okay, that's it for today, friends. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And don't forget, I'll be on this Friday, and we are going to talk about creating gifts, GIFTS, gifts from the heart. I have a special Friday night scrapbooking for you this Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific. So I hope you can join in, and we'll have some fun time scrapping together this Friday. Hope to see you there. And until next time, I hope you take time to craft some joy. We'll see you again soon. Bye for now.